So, Henry, tell me a little bit about what Immortals is about.
Immortals is about the journey of a young man who's ostracized by society and motivated by a devastating personal loss, and with the guidance of an oracle and the Greek gods, unbeknownst to him, is forced to focus his rage and learn to fight for the greater good.
And Luke, tell me a little bit about your character.
I play Zeus, the king of the gods, who's an observer, sees what's going on Earth. He guides Theseus as a child. He comes to Earth and basically he provides the laws that govern Olympus and how the gods rule and don't get involved in the human problems that are occurring at the time. And he has to watch and allow Theseus to find his way as a leader of his people. It's a hard thing for him to do. He's like a father figure, almost, you know. So that's who he is. And he finally steps in, and it all
Gets all hands on.
All gets hands on.
Yeah.
And tell me about Theseus.
Theseus. Okay.
Just did, didn't you?
Yeah. Basically, it's the same thing really. But Theseus, his journey is basically from atheist to martyr throughout.
Mm.
And Luke, how did you prepare for this role?
A lot of gym. There was a physical demand to all the roles actually. We trained incredibly hard. I moved to Montreal 7 weeks prior to filming, and there was a lot of fight choreography that we learned. And Henry and I basically just lived like zoo animals. We were trained, we were fed, we were told when to sleep, told when to eat, told when to go to the gym. You know, that's what we did day in, day out for quite a few months. So there was, it's probably the hardest training and prep that I've ever done on a film, but very rewarding.
Yeah,
very rewarding.
There is a reward of as much as it hurts and it's painful as you're going through it. When you do wake up in the morning and you look yourself in the mirror, you go, oh, okay, this is why I'm doing it. That makes sense. Okay.
And Henry, tell me about the audition and the casting process for you.
Very standard audition casting process. I went to meet Tarsem first of all, and he sold me this fantastic story with all the artwork and the concept art and the workings of his imagination, and did the first audition. Well, it wasn't even an audition really. That was just a general meeting, and then went straight to the screen test process. And he just took me from all levels of different ways to play that particular scene. I think just to test me, because the thing was so much in flux at the time, the story, that it could go in any direction. And he wanted to be sure that as an actor I could do whatever he required me to do as the story changed in its early stages. And so that was it, just a very intensive, workshop basically for a screen test.
And for both of you guys, what is Tarsem like to work with?
He's great. I mean, I remember first meeting him in Los Angeles. We went for dinner, and he's just a really great guy. You know, he's got boundless buckets of enthusiasm, which he brings to set. What he brings with him, it's part of who he is. You know, it doesn't have to be just on set. It's not fake. He's a very sincere human being with a great personality. And brings it to set, and as an actor, you feel like you have to match it, which is great.
And he's so good at his job too,
absolutely
so good.
Great.
And so it's not just, he's a not really nice guy, but was terrible at what he did. He, as you said, perfect. You respect him and you enjoy spending time with him. So on those 14-hour days on a Friday, when you're just going, I want to stop now, I really want to stop, he keeps you going. Fantastic man to work with.
For each of you, Henry, you go first. What was the biggest challenge you faced?
Biggest challenge I faced was, I'd say, the getting in shape aspect of it. Well, the getting in shape was a tough challenge. It's the staying in shape without going on a killing spree, which was the really difficult thing. Because you, at 6% body fat, you're working 14-hour days, probably at a minimum, 5 days a week, doing fight choreography, getting half-hour lunches, having to stay in shape, having to train when you can, and not being able to eat much. It's a real challenge to keep yourself, well, professional for one, not losing your temper ever, and just doing your job right while trying to juggle all that as well. I think that was the biggest challenge. Yeah.
And for you?
I ditto what Henry said, but I think the other challenge I had was I was playing a role that essentially through the ages has been played by a much older actor. So I had the challenge of understanding and believing that I could play that role. And the challenge was getting inside Zeus as a father figure, as a king, as a lawgiver, as an authoritative character, somebody who had a heart and a past and was very, very, knew a lot of stuff. And so that was an interesting challenge for me, as 31, I'm probably the youngest person that's ever played Zeus in a movie, so I knew that was going to be something I had to really think about, and that was a good challenge.
And for both of you, again, Henry first, what was your favorite part about shooting this movie?
Favourite part about shooting this movie? I don't think there's any one favourite part. I loved learning the fight choreography. That to me it's not really work. You just get to basically be a kid again, play around with a sword, but it looks really cool and it gets recorded. It's the favourite part. Meeting fantastic actors like Luke and actually getting to work with them. You were going to say that, weren't you?
Damn you.
Got you. And working with Tarsem was fantastic. Just the whole process was really enjoyable. Really was.
I remember Henry and I, we were there before everybody else in Montreal, and I remember once rainy, cold, snowing Sunday afternoon, Tarsem brought us to the studios on our day off, and it was like we sat with him and a couple of other people, and he talked us through the whole film with little models of the whole film, and I think it was about 3-4 hours long by the time we finished. But it was a brilliant thing. It made us. We left going.
You were genuinely excited about what
mega.
we're about to go into. And it was like being a kid again. Yeah. But being, the characters from whatever story you were reading. We got the chance to actually live it out, and Tarsem painted that picture for us from the very beginning.
And finally, what do you guys hope people take away from this film?
It's a wonderful experience. I mean, what do they take away from it? I couldn't think of anything funny to say, so I've got to be serious.
They're going to take away from it an amazingly told story. This is a very, very old story that we're retelling with an amazing captain of our ship, Tarsem, who's a visionary, who's very, very different to everybody else out there, who's taking this to a different place.
Just a different version, a different way of seeing a classic tale. Basically what you said.
It's epic. It's going to blow you away. I mean, we're not leaving anything to the imagination in this film. It's epic in every sense. The scale, the fighting, the emotion, the power that everybody brings to the film. That's what they'll leave with.
Hopefully they'll want to buy another ticket.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
That's very